You need anything, Ma?
No.
You still full?
Yeah.
That was a pretty good lunch, huh?
It was.
Lunch, dinner, dinner?
It was. It was very nice and light.
Or dunch?
I've never
Dinner or dunch?
I've never heard of that.
Instead of a brunch, we have an in-between meal between lunch and dinner.
I'm gonna get out more.
I don't know, Mom. That might be a Marge thing.
A dunch.
A dunch? What's for dunch? What?
Look at his tail.
I don't like eating in the morning. I don't like eating until
He
later.
thinks it's funny.
He just locked himself in the bathroom. I think he's embarrassed.
He thinks
Benny, you're a good boy. You're a good boy, Benny. Margie gonna go ramble on. Talk about this stuff for Margie. Talk about this for Benny, Margie. Wait, I gotta wipe your face off. You gotta clean your face. You got a dirty face. You got a dirty face, Benny. Stink face. You see his ears up and I call him stink face and they dropped. You're a good boy. Good boy. Don't start barking.
he's really sensitive.
Yes, his motions as deep as the oceans, Margie. Motions as deep as the oceans, Margie. Stay here, lay down next to Retta. And please don't bark. You make my train of thought derail. You make my freaking brain rattle. And then I'm like, what was I doing? So, anyway, hello. Welcome to my tube. I'm doing it. Welcome to Benny's tube. Look at over here. He's just, everybody's fired up. See, we're all energetic, sensitive. Ma, want to say hi? Wave? I love your wave, Ma. I love it. Anyway, I'm having kind of a hard day energetically just because I didn't take, I should have got like a pie or something sweet, something to compensate. 'Cause being energetic sensitive, man, it's the day that it is, you know, we got that Cupra crap. We got the Cupra crap that people are paying homage to. We got the super crap that people are paying homage to. We got a lot of people paying homage to whatever they believe in. So I thought, because I was like, maybe I shouldn't do a talk today. I was like, no, you got to pay homage to God, you know, because he's gotten me through every bad day I've ever had. And I just got to put in my part out there. Everybody's doing lives. Everybody's putting content out there. It doesn't matter if it's astrologers. Zach, over on his Patreon, Gematria Effects Sports, I think it is. I don't know if that's exact or not. He's doing the commentary. Well, he'll watch the Super Bowl, Super Crap. Excuse me. He'll watch the Super Crap while you watch it, and then he'll do his commentary, which is cool, you know. That's just, you know, one thing that's cool is he's brought a lot of people that I think ordinarily might be kind of loners, you know. So it's just like a place to go where people can hang out and like-minded, you know. So that's cool that he's doing that. I couldn't meditate yesterday. I tried to meditate and I just wasn't feeling it. But Mom and I had a great dunch. I made broccoli and some little baked potatoes, red potatoes. That's all they had. Just they had like 5 bags of potatoes in that part of the produce section when I went. But that's all we want. You know, I was just like, I just need a bag of potatoes, and there was a bag of potatoes. I don't really care what kind. You know, it's like, no, when I've lived my life in ways where I was worried about stuff. Oh my gosh, I need this and it's not going to be there, and these are all the reasons why it's not going to be there. That is living in a vibrational frequency of lack, and that keeps people freaking heavily grounded onto 3D Earth. So anyway, what else? Uncivilized. We're seeing more of that, aren't we? Aren't we seeing how uncivilized the civilized are supposed to be? I think we all knew it. There's the world that the media portrays, and then there's the world of the comment section. There's like all these dualities. All these people are having different experiences on this planet. A lot of people, they're having a good time right now. I read an article earlier. I'm not a Tesla fan because I can't stand the muskrat, and people like the muskrat. So I read an article about how some kid freaking
spent $150,000 on a Tesla S whatever. I'm kind of a I don't know. I got a lot of interest, and I know about cars and makes and models and years and things like that. And I prefer the classics myself. But the dude was getting harassed by a guy in a truck. A big old stupid truck got triggered by a dude in a Tesla, and frickin' the guy was like driving irrationally and stuff. This happened in Texas, I believe. And frickin' the dude, the kid in the Tesla, see, people don't know how to drive. People don't know how to do things. They're just like, I want to do it. And they get the thing that they need to do it, but they don't know about safety. They don't know about physics. They don't know about so many things because they're just given whatever they want. And so this kid like freaking engaged the super turbo boost and, freaking totaled his freaking brand new S series, I believe it was. But not to worry, because he has so much abundance that he told it himself. He said it was his fault, because I guess he hit another car. He's like, I'm sorry, this guy was crazy. I was trying to get away from him. It's understandable. We're seeing that more and more in society these days, man. People get triggered. I get triggered by when people cut me off. I don't like when people cut. It's like, I'm in my bubble. And it happens all the time. I live in a tourist town, and tourists, man, are not well behaved. It's like they intentionally go someplace it's like supposedly act how they really are, but they're really an asshole back at home too. That's what I found. I bet. I'm not even the betting sort. So he already. It was. So he's not going to get like a whole bunch. He probably had full coverage though, but he already replaced it. It's already replaced. So not to worry. He'll be wrecking Teslas again. I like to see in that one video where that dude, because when I was in the Air Force, I was the Toto of all the titles that I could have. I was the Toto. The technical order distribution officer, and I worked back in bench stock and we had over like 10,000 tools that were all sketched and like that you kept track of with the laser scan, because you got to check out tools for accountability. That's probably one of the reasons why I'm so big on accountability. And so I get into work about 10 minutes after 6 every morning to count the tool room, so that the drivers could change shifts from one to the next at 6:30. And because you lose a part, you lose somebody, because we've had it happen. You can't lose like a socket, have it out on the flight line, lose a socket, because if a socket gets sucked into a jet engine, that's a bad day. But anyway, why was I even going there? The song changed too, and my train of thought derailed. Let's look and see if there's anybody. Nope. Nobody's there. So I was kind of squirrely today. I feel a lot better now. Mom and I had a good meal, and that was good. I think it was the broccoli, and then there's just a lot going on the planet right now. And you have all these people on these... wait, I don't even know where the Super Bowl is. Is that... You know what, Mom?
What?
Something just occurred to me.
What is that?
I think is it... Where is the super crap?
The Super Bowl?
Inglewood, California.
Oh, that's a long way away.
Yeah, it's a couple states over. So what I do, Inglewood, California, and I look at latitude and longitude, search, And it's it's on the 33rd parallel. So 33.96 parallel, okay? Now, I was born on the 34th parallel. So where I live now is lat and longitude. I think it's higher. It's on the 36. But still, because I got a plus or minus 2, so that goes, well, if I went 36 or 33 point, what was it, 9? 33.9. No, it's a stretch. I'm stretched. But with the plus or minus 2. So that's a lot of potential on one latitude. So you got everybody in every city across that latitude around the whole world, and longitudes too, collectively meeting and gathering places, potentially for the first time in maybe a couple years, you know. There's going to be a lot of combustion. I can already tell just by the way the energy feels and the way I understand people. And I understand people because I understand myself. So I remember a number of years back when I cared about the super crap. There's a number of years that I would, especially when they started in the afternoon or evening, you know, the pregame, the priming, the party before the party. I got problems with alcohol though. So maybe not everybody else does, but there's a number of years that I didn't even see the kickoff of Super Bowls. But I make different choices today. I make better choices. Try to make healthier choices. I don't do it 100%. See, I don't believe anything should be done 100% because just that little bit. Nothing's perfect. I try to make good choices. Like I should have got a pie today though, just because of the sugar. It's a boost for me, and it's something. It raises my vibration. We don't do it very often, but on high energetic days, it's just something I like to do every now and again. See, I don't buy a lot of food at the grocery store that I want, because a lot of the food I want isn't good for you. I buy good food that's good for us, because I cook for Mom, and then I just eat bites here and there. Aw, Benno. You got all the attention. What do you need? Oh, I know what it is. I'm soaking their food. Stop. This is what he does. See, this is why they eat at 3:30 in the afternoon, because they used to eat at 4:30, but their stomachs didn't change when the time changes. And I can't listen to that for an hour, and he will do that for an hour. So, yes, you're out of it. Stop. You're fine. I shouldn't have given him attention. I shouldn't have looked at him. It's like that. I watched a video a little while ago, slumming through Twitter, of this teacher, and she was like 4 or 5 times bigger than this little girl. And she freaking popped her in the head. I was like, if I was that little girl's parent, I would lose my shit. I would go to jail because I would fucking want that woman's ass. You don't put your hands on kids. You don't put your hands on people. You don't touch people. I don't even care if it's out of a love and an affection unless you have somebody's permission at some point. Because people don't like to be touched all the time. Sometimes they're in the mood, sometimes they're not. And sometimes people know that, but they're so controlling, they just they'll do it anyway. It's very evasive. We live in a very evasive society. People are just, my will over yours. Yeah, it sucks, Benno. So all the snow's melting here. My body feels all weird because it's like, if it's winter, it's supposed to be winter. It's warmer than it's supposed to be. We're supposed to have more snowstorms. There's it's like my inner clock is like, these are all the ways it's supposed to be, and it ain't like that. There's no clouds in the sky. It's like 58 degrees or something like that, it feels like. I don't think it is that. But it's warm and all the snow's melting, and it makes it fun to take all 4 of the dogs out and walk around in the mud. No, we play that lava game. The mud is hot lava, and there's still some snow left, so there's patches of it here and there. And I got it calculated out. It's like we got it down to a science because this is our second winter here now, because we got here in December last year. So it's like we walk on the snow parts. And then in the morning, overnight, the temperatures are getting in like 14 degrees. It's still real cold, so the ground freezes. So I like taking them out in the morning because the ground's frozen. But as soon as the ground warms up, all that ice, the water that's in the ground freaking melts. And then you got freaking mud everywhere. But it happens less and less as it goes away. I like learning about a lot of different things. And I was really excited. I went to the... coffee. I stopped by for just say hi to a couple people I hadn't seen in a long time because I don't like the coffee shop because the one I used to go to, they closed it, but I think they're reopening it pretty quick. We've seen a lot of movement in the parking lot, so there's a lot of speculation. But because you can't not have it a restaurant or a coffee shop because it's just like the setup's perfect, the parking, I don't know. Anyway, more to come. So I went and this one guy, Willie, he's worked up at the ski lodge for like 30 years. And I was asking him about that. And I'm like, well, what? I said, it's a trip. I said, because I like to watch, or I don't know, I'm into survival stuff a lot. And my algorithms know that. So I get a lot of, God, these cars drive so fast. I get a lot of like avalanches and snowboarders and stuff like that, even though I'm not, but I like the physics of it all. And I was like, do you guys have to blow up? How often do you know? And like, yeah, we got to go through. They go through like 200-300 sticks and stuff. It's just wild, the preparation. What people do to accommodate people that spend money. That's what it comes down to. Stop. What it comes down to is the effort and lengths that people go to accommodate people to spend money. They have whole crews for rescue and search. It's like, don't be a dipshit and get yourself lost, but people like to do that. So the energy goes to feed that paradigm. Anyway, so he was telling me about the formula they have, because like if you boil water or snow, there's very little moisture, there's very little water in the snow. So he was explaining to me about the formula between the what does he call it? What do you call it? It was like a word that it was not related to anything at all. The stiff calculate. He's like, if you hear this, that's what it is. That's the water ratio, or how much water you get per whatever snow, and I was just like, this is the stuff that I freaking love, and it finds me. It's pretty cool. I love learning about stuff like that. I want to go out with my buddy Augie and do some tracking. I like tracking. I'm a good tracker. I've been doing this since I was a little girl, growing up in Northern California. Mom and I were talking earlier. I said, Mom, it's weird. I said, look out the window. I said, doesn't matter where I live, in Oregon, Nebraska, New Mexico. I look out the window, there's kids, and kids don't play outside anymore. They don't like ride their bikes and stuff. I said, Mom, you remember trying to get me to stay inside? You couldn't do it. And I was out there doing all kinds of stuff. I made my first like spear and went frogging when I was like 6, 7. I just have I have a very driven spirit to experience as much as I can. I just don't like when these experiences, when people have so many experiences that freaking keep other people from living plentiful lives. $35,000 for a fucking ticket to a rigged sports event. I think that's why so many people are checking out, because they recognize the world is not worth living in. It's shit, man. And if you don't have any money, you don't have shit, really. And yeah, we're going into the spiritualized, but there's a lot of people that aren't in there, that are still acclimated into the 3D world, and all this nepotism. Everywhere, man. Qualified people can't get positions because unqualified people are taking them because of who they know and who they're related to. And the number of positions are getting less and less. But the NWO is doing their part in population reduction, and people are eating it up, so not to worry. Plenty of parking places abound for everyone. So, what else is going on? Yeah, I'm glad I did this talk because I already feel better. See, I got all this energy in me. I got all this frequency, amperage, call it whatever you want. And I get really tired of having to tell myself all the time that, you know, breathing exercises, meditation, exercise. I do all this stuff just to stay even keel because I'm up here all the time and I don't like it. And I can't do anything about it because I'm not going to take any prescription pills. And I don't like doing flour all the time because I like being clear. You know, it doesn't do much to me. I assure you, my tolerance is so high at this point, it doesn't really do much. But so these most days it's just it's not really worth it. But I get so much pain, which incidentally brings me to something that happened recently. I got to redo my medical card for the flower, even though it's April 1st, I guess. You can buy recreational flower in conjunction with medicinal flower here in New Mexico. But anyway, I was corresponding with the lady that does it. And people can't rely on technology. If there is important, pertinent information that needs to be conveyed, make a freaking phone call or go to the person's house and have a conversation. But emails and texts and stuff like that, it's not reliable. And we had this exchange the other day because she's like, your annual renewal's coming up. Is that something you want to do? And I was like, yeah. And she said, okay, when? And then we've been like having a heart. I don't know. It's just kind of been a whole weird thing to begin with. And she said, so she's like, would Tuesday the 15 work? I said, sure. What time? And then she said, and then she sent Tuesday 2:15. And I said, what time? And then she wrote, again, per above. And I sent her a screenshot of what I was looking at. And then she sent a screenshot back of what she was looking at, which omitted the day, the text with the two dates with the times on it. And she was like, ooh, and I was like, dude, people don't get stuff. What is a text? A text is you put number into this, and then you go send, and then boop, it goes out there. You think they're gonna land 100% of the time? And then it gets me to thinking, how often do people have miscommunications? She probably thought I was an idiot. You know what I mean? Because I was like, why doesn't she, But it was just a clear communication. That's why I'll do that. I'll send people screenshots of what I'm looking at. Because I know I'm IT. I was IT for years. You never get out of IT when you work with IT. So, but it's not, I mean, I was like, miscommunications all over the place, Or people getting messages and saying, oh, I never got it. Kind of thing. That crap happens. But that's more the person. I'm talking about the technology and how fallible it is. You can't rely on it. People do it all the time and they want to go more electronic. What if you're at the grocery store? You can't do cash are the people at the grocery store going to give you your food because you're a good person? Are they going to do that? Probably not. Not unless you're like related to them or you've lived here your whole life. See, I've always been the outsider. I've always been on the outside looking in. We moved around a lot my whole life, and we don't really have any roots to speak of. And so I see how people treat people You know, some people, and that's why when I see people that are new that come in, I want to make them feel welcome, because I know what it feels like to feel so unwelcome. Because people are like, you know, you're just I don't know you, but don't care. And just, God, people really suck. Anyway. Today is what Chupacabra. People are, paying homage to their dirty deeds, and you always see it right up the weeks before. You see more and more. You see, I see trends of freaking when more and more missing people start coming up, and oh yeah, that's coming up. That's why that's happening, because there's two main ones that are people. A lot of them are animal ritual sacrifice. But this is a big people one, and one day it's got to stop. It's got to stop altogether. You don't get to hurt people. You don't get to harm people. You don't get to take people's free will. You don't get to just, it's cheater. It's cheater shit. People do that to cheat, to get knowledge and to get insight and all this stuff. It's just cheating, and people need to take more initiative of themselves and learn the slower paced ways. You get the same results, you just don't get them as fast. The more organic path. Things are definitely coming to a climactic point energetically. I mean, there's people gathering in large pockets all over this planet. It's weird not to see it. The only place, that's the thing, is they don't give a shit about freedom. They just give it in this country. They don't care about fucking freedom in America. They only care about fucking rigged freaking sports games. It's ridiculous. Isn't it hard to watch? Isn't it hard to watch, to be a part of? I don't know. As a compassionate, caring, loving human being, it's hard for me to watch.